Hello friends, I am Dr. Ankit Jesha, Assistant Professor at Sri P.M. Patel Institute of Biosciences, Anand, affiliated to Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar, and managed by Anand People's Medical Society, Anand. Today, in this online session, I will teach TYBH students of semester 5 in the main branch of chemistry, and today I will discuss subject physical chemistry with subject code US05 CCHE23, and in this session I will discuss some topics of unit number 2, that is chemical kinetics, and keywords of this session are opposing reaction and chain reaction. So students, before starting this session, I would like to request you all that subscribe this YouTube channel, because you will get to see all the videos of different subjects in this educational channel. So if you have not subscribed until now, subscribe it, share this video to your friends. Now we'll start our session. So students, these are the topics which we are going to cover today, that is opposing reaction, kinetics of consecutive reaction, kinetics of chain reaction, and activated complex theory of biomolecular reaction. And of course, these are the last topics of this unit, so we'll revise the entire unit in this session. So let's start. So students, first of all, it's the kinetics of opposing reaction. Of course, first part of this opposing reaction that we have already done in my previous video, where we have taken example in which A converts into B, where initial concentration of product is 0, where initial concentration of product is 0. Now here we are taking the example when initial concentration of product is B. So this is two different theories. So that is second portion of opposing reaction. Here again we are taking the same reaction, that A converts into B, where rate constant for the forward reaction is K1 and rate constant for backward reaction is K minus 1. Suppose initial concentration of reactant is small a and initial concentration of product is small b. Now students, for better understanding of the theory, I'll use some board work after the next few topics. So you'll get to see this topic after 2 minutes or 5 minutes, because before that I will discuss another topic to you. So this topic will be continued, because I am using some board work to explain how that mechanism will follow, how we'll derive the rate constant for opposing reaction. So now first we headed towards kinetics of consecutive reaction. So reactions which take place in two or more steps, one after the another, are called consecutive reaction. Reactions which takes place in two or more steps, one after the other, are called consecutive reactions. Means students, if you are doing a chemical reaction, it involves more than one step. That means you are doing one step after the another step, then it is a consecutive reaction. And to find rate constant of the consecutive reaction are very difficult because it involves more than one step. And to find this rate constant of different number of steps is very difficult because it involves more than 1, 2 or 3 steps. So we'll learn this kinetics of consecutive reaction in some higher studies like MSc, because the total derivation is not in our entire syllabus. Entire derivation is not in our syllabus. So now we'll discuss the topic which is actually in our syllabus, that is kinetics of chain reaction. Kinetics of chain reaction. So chain reactions are specific class of reactions in which highly reactive species are produced as intermediates which carry out the reaction at a rapid rate for a long time. Means chain reactions are the specific class of reactions where highly reactive species like carbocation, carbanion, free radicals are produced as intermediates. Means these carbocations, free radicals are produced as intermediates which carry out our reaction at a rapid rate for a long time. These reactions were first studied in 1934 and referred as Rice-Hirschfeld chain reactions. And the steady state approximation has proved highly useful in accounting for the rate laws. Students, we have discussed two different approximations, that is equilibrium approximation and steady state approximation. In this chain reaction we will use steady state approximation. Why? Because here it is difficult to find out the storage step. That's why we are using initiation step and termination step to explain the chain reaction. Such reactions include gas phase pyrolysis of hydrocarbons, aldehydes, several other carbonyl compounds, polymerizations, and reaction of hydrogen with halogen and oxygen. So these are the chain reactions. Now here, to explain chain reaction or to understand this reaction, we'll take a typical chain reaction is that H2 plus Br2 to form HBr, for which a 5-step mechanism has been proposed. So you know the basic reaction, H2 plus Br2 will give you 2 moles of HBr. H2 plus Br2 will give you 2 moles of HBr. Now to carry out this reaction, actually it has a 5-step mechanism. So which are the steps? So first step will be the Br2 molecule converts into 2Br molecule. Br2 molecule will convert into 2Br molecule. At that time its rate constant is K1, and of course it is a chain initiation process. It is a chain initiation process, means here Br2 converts into a highly reactive species like Br to initiate the process. Now in the second step, that Br molecule reacts with H2 molecule to give you HBr plus H. Here in this reaction rate constant is K2 and it's a chain propagation step. In third step, whatever we are getting H molecule, that H molecule reacts with Br2 molecule to give you HBr plus Br. Again the rate constant is K3 and it's a chain propagation step. The fourth step is HBr reacts with H molecule to give you Br plus H2. Again it's a chain propagation step and rate constant here is K4. And the last step, whatever Br molecule you are getting, that Br molecule will convert into Br2 and it's a chain termination step, and rate constant for the last step is K5. Here K1, K2, K3, K4 and K5 are the rate constants for different steps. Now here, in this chain reaction, the reactive intermediate, in this chain reaction, the reactive intermediate is consumed directly and converted to products, and the intermediate is regenerated. You know these steps, like in first step Br is produced, so in the next step Br is used. In the second step H is produced, so in the next step H is used. In the third step HBr is produced, so it will be used in the fourth step. And in the last step Br2 molecule is generated, which will be used in the first step. So it's a chain. So it's a kind of chain, means products are converted into used as reactant, and reactants are converted into products. So the regeneration of intermediate allows the cycle to be repeated over and over again. Now we'll discuss this 5 mechanism step one by one. Step number 1, that is chain initiation. So here bromine molecule acquires energy as a result of collision to dissociate into two Br atoms. Bromine molecules acquire energy as a result of collision to dissociate into two Br atoms. This is a chain initiation step, since it reduces the chain carrying reactive Br atoms. As we have seen, in the first step Br2 molecule converts into two Br molecules because bromine molecule acquires energy because of the collision process. Step number 2 and step number 3 both are chain propagation step. Here steps 2 and 3 are chain propagation. Here the chain consumes Br, converting H2 and Br2 into HBr and regenerating Br. As you can see, the second and third step. In second and third step they are using Br and H2 molecule, and the fourth step H2 and Br are generated. So they are again regenerated Br molecule. Step number 4, it's a chain retardation step. Step number 4 is chain retardation step. Of course you can say that it's again a propagation step. So in this step the chain is inhibited by the destruction of product, thereby decreasing the rate of its formation. In the retardation step, the product itself destructs, so thereby it will decreases the rate of formation, because always you are trying to make products, but when product destroy, the rate of formation automatically decreases. And step 5 is the chain termination step. This step removes Br atom, converting them back to Br2 molecule. So this step is the reverse of chain initiation step. You can see that step number 1 and step number 5, they are almost identical, but the position of reactant and product are different. In the first step Br2 molecules convert into two Br molecule, where in the last step two Br molecules converts into Br2 molecule. So just you can say that it's a chain reaction. Now here the rate law for the formation of HBr from H2 and Br2 in the temperature range, that is 500 to 1500 Kelvin. 500 to 1500 Kelvin is found to be given by, that is R is equal to K2 prime into Br2 raised to 1/2, and of course the rate that will be equals to 0. So students, this is our chain reaction, that is kinetics of chain reaction, in which we have proved that is dH by dt is equal to dBr by dt is equals to 0 according to steady state approximation, because in the steady state approximation we are comparing rate of initiation as well as rate of termination. So both will be equal and 0. Now students, this is our remaining theory, that is kinetics of opposing reaction, in which we have taken example that concentration of product at the initial time is B. So I will explain you this by using some board work so you can better understand this. So let's start this session. So now students, we will use this board work to understand the kinetics of opposing reaction, in which we are taking the second part, that a reaction, say A converts into B. Here initial concentration of A is small a and initial concentration of product B, that is small b, at time t equals to 0. Say at time t equal to t, say x moles of product will be produced. So total number of product is B plus X. So how much of reactant will left? So it is A minus X. Now we know that the rate constant for forward reaction is K1 and rate constant for reverse reaction is K minus 1. So how one can write rate of this law? That is dx by dt. So we know that dx by dt is equal to, for forward reaction, K1 its reactant A minus X minus backward reaction K minus 1 and B plus X. Now we know that at equilibrium time, means at equilibrium, X will be equals to Xe and dx by dt equals to 0. So we should apply this in our above equation. So we will get K1 A minus Xe minus K minus 1 B plus Xe equals to 0. So that K1 A minus Xe, this negative term goes on that side, so it becomes positive. K minus 1 B plus Xe. Say this one is our equation number 1. Now from this equation we have to find value of K minus 1. We have to find value of K minus 1 because we have to substitute the value of K minus 1 in equation number 1. So from this reaction, K minus 1 will be equals to K1 A minus Xe upon B plus Xe. So that is our equation number 2. That is our equation number 2. Now we will substitute this value of K minus 1 into equation number 1. We will substitute this value of equation 2 in equation number 1. But remember students, this is quite hard mathematics, so you have to understand that. So our equation becomes, that is dx by dt is equal to K1 A minus X. Now we will substitute the value of K minus 1, that is K1 A minus Xe upon B plus Xe into B plus X. Now in this term we will take K1 as common factor, so we are taking it outside and cross multiplying this with B plus Xe. So it becomes K1 in bracket A minus X B plus Xe minus A minus Xe B plus X whole divided by B plus Xe. Now further rearrangement of this equation, we will do some rearrangement, basic mathematics we are applying to this equation. So now intermultiplying these values, so K1 will be common factor, so we will get A into B, that is AB plus A into Xe minus X into B minus X into Xe. Now remember there is a negative sign in between, so you have to multiply all the values. So minus, it is AB minus A into X minus b into xe minus x into xe whole divided by b plus xe. So ab will be cancelled out. This xe will be cancelled out. Now you can see there's two terms. So from these two terms we can common factor, that is a, so it will be xe minus x, and from these terms it will be b, common factor, so it is again xe minus x, so this will be positive term. So again we will take k1, xe minus x will be common, so it is a plus b xe minus x upon b plus xe, that is the value of dx by dt, and that is our equation number 3. That is our equation number 3. So now we have to integrate this equation. So what we will do, we will take x terms on one side, all other term on other side, so it will be b plus xe upon a plus b into dx upon xe minus x, that is equal to k1 into dt. Now we are integrating this equation. So we are integrating this both equation, and for that we know that b plus xe upon a plus b is common factor. Here k1 is common factor. So what will be the integration of xe minus x? So we know that integration of 1 upon x is ln x. So it will be ln xe minus x. But you have to differentiate that this term one more time. So differentiation of x is 0 and differentiation of minus x is minus 1. So our integration will be b plus xe upon a plus b into minus ln xe minus x is equal to integration of dt is t plus integration constant, that is I, integration constant I. That is our equation number 4. That is our equation number 4. Now we know that at t equal to 0 time, we know that x equals to 0, because when reaction will start, the x moles of products will be produced. But at t equal to 0 time, means without starting the reaction, x will be equals to 0, x will be equals to 0. So for that time, we are substituting the value of at t equal to 0, x will be 0 on the equation. So we will get, so students, after putting the value of t equal to 0 and x equal to 0, we will get this b plus xe upon a plus b into minus ln xe, that will be equals to k1, value of t is 0, so I. So this term will be cancelled out, that is 0. So we will get the value of I, that is integration constant b plus xe upon a plus b into minus ln xe. So we will substitute this value in our equation number 4. So we will get b plus xe upon a plus b minus ln xe minus x is equal to k1t plus, or simply minus, therefore it becomes minus b plus xe upon a plus b ln xe. Now what we will do, we will take this value of I, that is negative value, so we will take it on the left hand side. So this value comes on this side, so it's my negative side. So when will it come to this side, it will become positive, and b plus xe upon a plus b will be a common factor. So we will get b plus xe upon a plus b, both will be common. So we will get ln xe minus ln xe minus x, that will be equals to k1t. And we know the value of rules of log, that is log x minus log y is equal to ln x by y. So that is K1T is equal to B plus XE upon A plus B into ln XE upon XE minus X. So that is our, and K1 is equal to B plus XE upon A plus B into T ln XE upon XE minus X. That is our equation number 5. So here this is the value of K1. In equation number 2, we have found the value of K minus 1. So simply what we are going to do here is simply adding both the rate constant, that is K1 and K minus 1. Let's see while it gets the value. So students, for that first we will find the value of K minus 1. So we know the equation number 2, K minus 1 is equal to K1 A minus XE upon B plus XE. So here from equation number 5 we have substituted the value of K1, that is B plus XE upon A plus B into ln XE upon XE minus X, and this factor will be as it is, A minus XE upon B plus XE. So you know that this will be cancelled out. So we will get A minus XE upon A plus B into XE minus XE minus X. So that is the value of K minus 1. Now we have to find the value of K1 plus K minus 1. K1 plus K minus 1. So what will it be? So we are putting both the value. So value of K1 is B plus XE upon A plus B into ln XE upon XE minus X, plus value of K minus 1, A minus XE upon A plus B into ln XE upon XE minus X. So you know that 1 upon A plus B ln XE minus X will be common factor. So it is 1 upon A plus B ln XE upon, so what will remain? So it will be B plus XE plus A minus XE. So X will be cancelled out. So it will be A plus B. It will be A plus B. Of course, there will be T on both the sides. So again T will be a common factor. So now it will be A plus B upon T into A plus B ln XE upon XE minus X. So A plus B will be cancelled out. So it is 1 upon T ln XE upon XE minus X. That is the value of K1 plus K minus 1. So that is our equation of opposing reaction, kinetics of opposing reaction, where we have take an example in which initial concentration of product is small b. So by this way you can do some derivations and find the equation, that is K1 plus K minus 1 is equal to 1 upon T ln XE upon XE minus X. So students, we have seen how to find out rate constant for kinetics of opposing reaction, in which we have seen two different ways. First one that we have seen, that is initial concentration of product is 0, in which we have found rate constant equation. And today we have done rate constant for which initial concentration is small b. Then we have find first K1, then by using the equation of K1 we have found K minus 1, and at the last we have found K1 plus K minus 1, that is 1 upon T ln XE by XE minus X. So that is our last equation. Now students, like always, I will revise you what we have seen until now in this unit. So this unit, first we have started with third order reaction, in which all the three reactants are having equal concentration, means A is equal to B is equal to C, in which we have done two things. We have find rate constant equation for third order reaction, and we have also find out T1 half life of third order reaction. So students, now you must know what is half life of a reaction. Means अर्ध आयुष्य समय कोने कहेवाय? Means time when 50% reaction is completed. એવો સમય કે જ્યારે 50% પ્રક્રિયા પૂર્ણ થઈ હોય, that is known as half life. It is known as half life of a reaction. Then in this unit we have done mechanism of complex reaction, in which we have seen two approximation. First one is equilibrium approximation and second one is steady state approximation. In equilibrium approximation, what we have done, so we have first written all the number of possible steps for a chemical reaction. Then out of the all possible steps, we have to find out which is the slowest step, because the slowest step is the rate determining step. So that will be in the equilibrium approximation. But whenever a reaction is such complex that we cannot find which is the slowest step, at that time we have to use steady state approximation, in which we have to use initial step and termination step. Means rate of initiation that will be equal to the rate of termination. Then we have seen Lindemann theory for unimolecular reaction, in which we have also found the equation of rate constant for unimolecular reaction. But for that you must know what is unimolecular reaction. Means only a single molecule is required. If only a single molecule is required to start the chemical reaction, it is known as unimolecular reaction. એટલે કે રાસાયણિક પ્રક્રિયા શરૂ કરવા માટે જો ફક્ત એક જ મોલેક્યુલની જરૂર પડતી હોય તો આપણે એને યુનિમોલેક્યુલર રિએક્શન કહીએ છીએ. Then we have seen kinetics of complex reaction, in which we have seen three things. Kinetics of opposing reaction, in which we have seen two parts. First part is, means we have considered a reaction that is molecule A will convert into molecule B, means A is reactant and B is product, where forward rate constant is K1 and reverse rate constant is K minus 1, in which we have seen two different ways. In the first part, initial concentration of product is 0, and in the second part we have seen that initial concentration of product B is small b. So for both the cases we have find out equation of rate constant and summation of K1 plus K minus 1. Then we have seen kinetics of consecutive reaction, means any reaction that will take place in more than one step, one after the another, known as consecutive reaction. Then we have seen kinetics of chain reaction, in which we have taken an example of H2 plus Br2, which gives you 2 moles of HBr, in which reaction consists of 5 different mechanism steps, in which first step is initiation step, next 3 steps are propagation step, and last step is termination step. And we have proved again that rate of initiation that will be equals to rate of termination that will be equals to 0. So in this unit we have seen until now up to this much. Now just one topic left, so be prepared to see my next video, that is for kinetics or rate constant for biomolecular reaction. So my next video will be for reaction of or rate constant for biomolecular reaction. So students, Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, share to your friends, subscribe this YouTube channel, because that will motivate us to make many more videos like this. And of course, this is our college tree. You can get admission in any of the branch through online admission process of Sardar Patel University. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.